a lot of information, but just going to share some structures. That's what my plan is for today. So what's the first word that comes in your mind when you think about AI?
Too old for
All right.
A guy in India.
Sorry?
A guy in India.
A guy in India.
Another Indian
Oh,
AI.
okay, okay. Her. All right, good
Oh,
one.
nice.
What else? Sorry? Air India, right?
Oh yeah, true.
Harvey, the frequent flyer. Anything else? You can say negative stuff too.
Matrix.
Matrix, right? That's deep. How many of you are pro AI, if you want to raise your hand, and how many of you are in the middle, neutral about it? All right, neutral. Okay, super negative about it. All right, okay. I have been always a skeptic when it comes to technology, so I am not a coder. I'm not trained in designing software. It's just that my story is like a wrong person at the right place. That's what happened. Oh, can we move to the next slide, please?
Give it the clicker.
You can use the clicker.
It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my story is a bit weird. I'm just a curious person, always been curious to try new things and put myself into new situations and expose myself to different things. I've always been trying it out. So started out as a fictional writer. Somehow my book got published by Harper and critically got acclaimed. I don't think anyone read it, but I can say I wrote a book. And got into behavioral training, did a course with Dale Carnegie, and was in, I would say more like I was always on the side of corporate life. I was never in it. I never did 9 to 5, always worked remote, but always been in the thick of things. So I always have I'm like a fly on the wall when it comes to corporate life. So I know what's happening and I'm kind of escape it. And when it comes to my AI journey, as I said, I'm like the wrong person at the right place. So I was designing learning experiences for Microsoft US office for a long time, and this started happening during pandemic. And when they threw the word AI at me, especially at those times when things were quite mad, quite different for all of us, and they said that there's a new thing that we would like to launch, but of course the timing is not correct, but we all have to do our homework, so get on with it, work with people, work with product designers to see are we bringing the humane perspective to the AI or not. So I was one of the testers, mostly got used day and night to test all the products, was it making sense or not, and worked with the designers. And they also, okay, we are getting recorded, but I can say it, just don't publish it. So also they kind of told me I can go in the market and try like freelancing and try to see what others are up to with AI. So I didn't have to say I'm like a Microsoft person, so I also trained Gemini to see how are they doing with their LLM and what are their factors. So yeah, so that taught me a lot about this tool. I am still a skeptic, so I would try to share some of my red flags about the technology and how we should be wary of it and don't treat it as magic. It's just an infrastructure. It just makes our life easier, but it's not a singularity thing that will fix things. It's just an infrastructure. If you see it like that, it will help. All right. I don't know if this is visible, but I just put together this cool 2 memes, which actually captures the AI story right now. Is it visible?
Yeah.
For everyone, I know the resolution is it's quite whitewashed. I'll just take a moment for you all to just see it. Any thoughts? What is it? What do you guys think about the AI story until now? This is true. I believe, like Divi said, that he started paying for AI when you want to do any kind of work which is credible, which you want privacy with, you have to pay up. The main thing is most of these tech bros are not making money. They made us get addicted to this infrastructure, and they are bleeding. So as we start using it more, we have to pay up. That would happen. So my point of sharing some inputs today with you all is that hopefully you all make yourself more AI literate. We are in the honeymoon phase of AI right now, where they are giving us everything free. They want us to try everything. Especially we in India, are kind of the guinea pigs. Again, I'm getting recorded, please record me. Some of them are my clients. So we are kind of the guinea pigs, and especially if you are using free versions of any AI, you can still protect your privacy. Make sure that you go to the settings, and there is a tab which says something like, switch it off for training purpose. Have you seen that? So please switch it off, otherwise your data is readily available for anyone to use. So very soon there will be a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to AI. So the ones who have been able to upskill themselves in this period, maybe by next year, things will be more expensive. So in this 18 months or 2 years, if you can upskill yourself, if you can make your structures, it's brilliant what Divi has done with making the structure for his workplace. If you all can make yours, it will be great, so that the next versions of AI that comes, you can use it much better. So I would strongly recommend that you all make your structures already. Anyone has any thoughts, any comments? Anyone wants to share anything? No? Okay. Yeah. How many of you are using AI at work right now? And how are you using it? Are you using it sporadically, or do you have a structure? Sporadically, okay.
Structure, usage.
Structure?
Yeah.
What do you mean by structure? What do you do with it?
So I create for content creation. I use it for getting tags, for doing a little bit of brainstorming on titles. Generally, the more analytical side of things, because in my experience, putting in the energy to get the right output, I'd rather just reach that faster myself. That's my experience.
Okay. Yeah, so when it comes to AI, I would recommend you all delegate all your boring work to AI. The things you don't like, everything, any kind, like Pavi's doing with his taxation, any kind of admin work, and all your automated, like if you're sending similar emails or similar work which you do, automate that with AI. That's where it is very good. Do not use it for something where it has to use judgment, it has to create. It can be quite tricky. Have you heard of this word called hallucination? Yeah? So AI is terrible when you tell it to go research something, and if you upload like a 10-pager document, we have done a lot of surveys, and we have seen 60% of the time AI somewhere very sneakily hallucinates, and a lot of time we miss that out. So any data which is very detailed, I would advise you do not ask it to make that report or things like that. Double check that. Ask the AI to give you the link where it has sourced it, or just chunk it and ask it to do that, but do not, I know it's, I used to do that. I'm quite lazy. I used to upload the whole document, and it used to hallucinate a lot, and a lot of information was garbage. So please be careful when it comes to extensive data. It's good for numbers. It's good for automating things. Right? So as Divi did, he set a great example. I'm glad his talk was before mine. So it's a perfect example of how best you can use AI. So it is a layer between your work and giving you time back for your core thinking. So if I have seen people 60%, 70% of their operational work, they have delegated it to AI with small teams of 2 or 3 people, and they have been able to do that. But to do that, you have to, at least for a month or 2, You have to be very, very diligent to see every minute things, how you design the workflow, how you design the templates. If you take care of that, it later everything gets automated well. You don't have to have so many checks as often. Just in the beginning, you gotta check it as often as you can. Okay? And a lot of times, this is a comment we get where people say, it's alright, it just presents things in a very fancy way, but it still doesn't make sense. It's just use random words. Most of the time, it's just a machine. It's what you put in, whatever is your prompt. It's just throws the output in that. Just to put it very simply, it's just reads pattern. It just gives what is the next best pattern. That's what it does. So if your prompt is not detailed enough, it does not give the context, it does not give the information it needs, the output would mostly be quite confusing and might not be relevant. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen those emails which it's so annoying to see that, okay, this is AI generated,
100%.
right? So many, especially for emails, I would strongly recommend don't use AI. Maybe just use it for, you know, one or two lines, one or two sentences to rephrase them if they are not landing well, but please do not use it to draft end-to-end your emails. It looks so not authentic, it looks really sad. So please use it just for your operations, do not use it for drafting your emails. Right? Okay, so yeah, I will again take Divi's example of the workflow that he has designed. So most of us are using it, what I know from many people I talk to, most of us are using it as an assistant, just give a prompt, get an answer, and just make it very transactional. So that would not give you the results that you would like, that you are not really using the tool as it should. You can use it as a collaborator, you can use it for it to say, hey, refer to my prompt from 5 days ago, refer to my prompt for a year ago, what was I talking about, does it make sense what I'm asking right now? Because it reads patterns, just remember it just reads patterns, so it will say, hey, no, but what you said a year ago didn't make sense, but now what you're saying makes sense, so let's correct what we want right now. So there it is helpful, alright, so it helps reading your patterns. So like you can, typically people say write me a LinkedIn post and it will do that, but when you want it to collaborate, it will say, let's analyze my LinkedIn page, let's analyze the posts I have made. Do you think what I am asking right now, it aligns with what I am doing? Should I fix it? Then it is able to see the pattern and it will say, hey, no, I don't think so, it's not aligning. Your work, what you are wanting to represent and what you are asking doesn't align. Let's do this. Then it makes sense. So as a collaborator, you can use it, and the best way of using it is designing your infrastructure. Yeah? So I will be sharing some resources because it's a lot of download if I go deep dive into it. So please use that, and if you have any questions, I'll share my contact details and you can always reach out to me and I will answer that. Alright, yeah, some tips on, I believe you all are doing that, so but some tips. Never start with a blank with AI where, I want to I want to make a trip. Advise me, don't give such inane prompts. Try to be as specific as you can. Just treat it as a machine. I mean, I know it sounds so human that it's very easy to fall into the trap. I mean, I don't know if you guys are active on Reddit. There are so many different groups of AI. I came across this group called AI Girlfriends, where people
really?
yes,
Wow.
where people are talking about their experiences of having an AI girlfriend. Some people take it as a satire, but there are some guys who are so serious about it.
Damn.
So please don't fall into it and waste your time. It's just a machine which reads patterns. So yeah, always context is very important. Whenever you think that AI is so nice, it's talking to me so nicely, and today my partner was not talking nice, I'd rather talk to AI more. Remind yourself, it's just reading patterns. It is reading a pattern that you want it to be kind and show empathy, so it's just reading a pattern. It's not replacing anybody. So please remind yourself. And yeah, so you can hand over all kinds of your tiny repetitive work, small work. You can always, if you can start small. You do if you think that you want to take it slow, and you don't want to design such an extensive infrastructure as DV showed it to us. You can start slow. You can design small templates, even with the free versions of AI. It's possible. Sorry. I'll show you. I'll show you in some of the slides here. Yes, and try to see that as much as possible that only your operational works gets delegated, not anything else. I am not going to go more into this. Let me come to the prompts, and then I will show templates as well. Anyone can tell me what are good prompts and what are not so good prompts?
Can you give it some information?
Yes.
Versus just saying.
So it depends, like when AI is talking to so many people, so it does not get context. So you need to introduce yourself, who you are. You have to say, I'm a musician, I do this is the kind of interest I have, I am just starting in my career, or I'm an established one, and this is what I want to. So you have to tell your story, so it understands. Again, it might not 100% get you, but it will get you by the patterns it knows, by this, so much of data it has been fed. So from there, it can give you more specific answers. So giving context is very, very important. So my suggestion, my formula for writing a prompt is the role. Please establish who you are, what is your experience, what is the kind of tone, you want a very, like a critical data, or you want like, give me in a very warm way, a kind way, or you want like, just give it to me factual. So all that you can define in the role, and what is the aim, why do you want this output? Who are you? Is it for your personal use? Is it for your clients? Please inform that, and then give as much context as you can. And then what are your expectations? How should the output be? Should it come out as a deck? Do you want it to be in bullet points? Do you want it to be in 3 paragraphs? So define all of that. And then otherwise you will be, we are many times we are iterating between the prompts. And also, if you are using the free version, you would see that after 20 minutes of use of the AI, it starts hallucinating. They have made it so tricky because they want you to switch to the one where you have to pay. So they start making it tricky after 20 minutes, 25 minutes. It starts giving you bugs, it starts hallucinating, all that happens. So it's very important your first prompt is as detailed as possible so that you can get a couple of iterations you want. Any questions? Good? I hope it's not too much information. I know we've been talking AI so much. Alright, this is just a small example for AI when you ask it to write an email, which is mostly very ambiguous. As I was saying, if you use the structure, act as a thoughtful relationship-focused client partner, who is your audience, what is the goal of writing this draft, and how many words you want it to be. So, yeah. I would say that when it comes to prompt writing, make sure that minimum it's 5 to 6 sentences. If your prompt is in 1 sentence, you're not doing the job. Alright, and another trick for prompting is 2 pass prompt. One is where you use it for structuring, where you know how it should come out, and then you can always follow it up with a refining prompt saying, okay, now format it in this way. You don't, sometimes in the first prompt when you give it a lot of instructions, I want it color coded, I wanted this, also aligned with a picture, all of that. Many times there are chances, especially if you're using the free version, the output is a bit sketchy. So you can chunk it, you can break it, and the first prompt you can ask for the information, and the second one you'll say, okay, now let's format it. Let's make it pretty, let's put some bullets, let's put some pictures. You can do all of that in the second prompt. Alright, what has helped me when it comes to using AI for prompting is I don't ask like, okay, make me a draft, make me a deck, or find me this information. I always ask it to be like a devil's advocate, ask like, what am I missing? Critique me. This is what I'm doing, does this work? I've seen most of the time when I do that, it gives the best results. So try this, you might find some information you are missing out on. And if it challenges you, ask why. Why are you challenging me? What is your data point? Give me the link from where you found this. It can still hallucinate, so you challenge it. Don't like your AI is what I would say, guys. Don't make AI your girlfriend or boyfriend. You know, be mean to it. It's a machine.
Is it actually able to give data points when you ask for a reference?
Yes. It will share the link where it has found that information. Otherwise, it mostly skims through all the web pages and just picks up and presents it to you. All right. So these are some places I was trying to see where we have used AI, where I've helped people for small businesses. So we helped someone who was a non-code founder how to design end-to-end their whole customer operational workflows, something similar what we made for them, and we trained their whole team to be able to work with it. We helped a retail owner how to automate his whole inventory cycle. And then we also trained a 73-year-old yoga coach to have deep conversations and make work templates for her business when it comes to using AI. As I was saying, right now we all are in sweet spot when it comes to AI. It is freely available, so please use it, make yourself AI literate. Most of these enterprises have fantastic free courses where you can upskill yourself. And really, it's like one of those MS Office skills. When we all started, we had to somehow, we didn't like it, but we had to get on it. So take it like that because it makes your life easy. So please upskill yourself because they are not making money. It's not sustainable for them, so they will start charging us very soon. Yeah, so how do we make it in a way that we are not dependent on AI, but we have a discipline? So strategically, please use it as your thinking space, as your infrastructure or your customer workplace environment. Do not use it for any personal, anything like, okay, I'm not feeling well today, or how should I talk to my friend? We had some kind of a spat. This is her personality. What do you think? And it starts analyzing the personality of your friend. Those kind of matter is not relevant, and it might guide you in a wrong way. There have been so many cases of people using AI for as a psychologist or just as a friend or whatever. I know we are quite lonely in a very busy world, but let's not go there when it comes to AI. You don't use it for generic things. Build systems is what I would say. Okay, I'm not going to go on this slide because, why is it not showing? There is a QR code.
Maybe we just refresh.
Just refresh.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh no. None of the images are showing, right?
There's a PPT viewer here.
Good one. No. I put this image. Oh, okay.
No. Yeah. No. Can you tell us a few places where we can learn AI? You told us that there are a few platforms where AI is free.
Yeah. Gemini has. Coursera, all of them have a lot of these free courses. One course I really liked was by Uni of Helsinki, which is really great, where they made a course on AI ethics. So the things that the agents can do for you is you can completely outsource your research work to, in the sense like find out my competitors' data, find out when the price got it, you can give it like a prompt. Let me know when some certain events are happening, when the price got hiked up, whatever. You can give that prompt and it will send it to you or email or on your other notification. That those kind of work it can do. It can be your meeting assistant. One disclaimer about meeting assistant, a lot of times you must have seen that when you join these Teams calls or Google Meet or something, people have this AI assistant. And later you see the note taker and you see most of these note taking is, I don't know, according to me, are not so authentic. I still believe in paper pen taking notes, because it would say that, Priyanka was saying that this was not so good. But if I would take it in notes, I'd say Priyanka said this is messed up. Right? So it will not give, it always water downs the message when it is not so positive, which you really need to know when you're in meetings that, hey, this is not working out. But if you depend on AI note taker, it will mostly water down the message and it will try to give it in a very diplomatic way. So here I advise people, please use your pen and paper when taking notes, even if it's a virtual meeting. The note taker is okay just to skim through the highlights of the talk, but your note taking cannot beat the note taking of the AI. Yeah, so, but when it comes to meeting assistant, it can help in captions, when you meet people with different accents and you cannot transcribe them, you can't understand those kind of things, it's helpful. Helps, of course, in building your proposals and follow up, all that the agent can help you do that. Yeah, so this was the architecture for the non-code one, but I would share the automotive process here. Is it visible, the text? Is it too small, you guys?
I think it's illegible. Structural reminders of meeting.
Is it visible for you guys? Is it too small, the text? Can't read, right?
Should be trying to.
Alright, just what I'm trying to say in this slide is that AI would mostly help you to automate your process, not your judgment. So even if you make your workflow infrastructure, make sure that you have these gatekeeping points where a human intervention is needed to say yes or no to a certain part of the process. Do not automate it completely end to end. There have been cases where people said, let's say, the price has shot up of certain item you would like to buy, and then you say, okay, let's send a message to that vendor saying that stop sending that item to us. But then later they found that the context was different and a human intervention was required before that decision was taken. So identify where a human intervention is required and where the machine is able to take that decisions. So do not do everything end to end when it comes to designing your workflows with the help of AI. Alright, here it is. I hope this is visible.
Yeah.
So I put together a document especially for those of you here who use AI and especially for your projects, a prompt pack, some workflow templates, and some mapping guides which will help you to question where should I use AI, where I shouldn't use AI, how can I design our workflow. So feel free to save it, and if you want to ask later, we can connect for sure. Does it work, the document? Alright, so I am not going to go more on the work template one. This is the last one which I wanted to talk about. Since I'm part of a lot of conversations when it comes to AI since almost 6 years now, I talk to globally with everyone, and a lot of really super intelligent people in India also who are building different solutions when it comes to AI. The pattern that I have noticed that we in India, of course, we are supporting the AI infrastructure a lot. However, we have not yet started our own narrative, our own story when it comes to AI. If you see that we have the data centers which are mostly for foreign AIs, we have GCCs, we are training AI models which are not for Indian companies. There are rural women in Jharkhand who are doing data annotation work. They sit on their computers where they pay like 200 or 300 rupees per day, and they have to sit and annotate data saying, okay, that's a cow, that's a tree, that's that. And that information goes and gets fed to the databases for the AI, and they are doing it for foreign AIs. Right? So we are contributing a lot when it comes to the AI infrastructure of the world, but I strongly believe that our AI story shouldn't be that. We shouldn't be just the service, or we shouldn't just be the backyard of the AI. We should be able to lead it. We should be able to make our own story. We should be able to make our own products, which should be servicing our people. Such a diverse country with so many different issues. I think this infrastructure will be great if some people can come together and design products which is for India, is what I strongly believe, instead of us just being a backyard for the rest of the world where we're just giving them a service. I have multiple conversations because I get to talk to people in top IT jobs across India, and somehow they are just stuck in that rat race where they are not able to snap out of it, try to make something which is our story. So for that, if anyone of you have any brilliant ideas, anyone wants to collaborate and want to be part of India's AI story and want to pitch an idea also, or any other way, I'll be happy to connect with you all. So this is a short little form I put together. Just if you have any idea, if you don't want to, it's cool. It's not going to capture your data. Only if you want to, you can share your email and write to us. All right, that's all I wanted to share. Just share some structure and some ideas. More details are in the document. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm not so active on Instagram. I have a hot and cold relationship with Instagram. Sometimes I'm aggressively hating it. Sometimes I'm like, okay, let's manage. Yeah. All right, that's about it. I hope it was helpful. I've been so inspired by all of your stories. Thank you so much for letting me speak.